Welcome back. This is LaShonda Brown, and I am continuing with demonstrations for the Mississippi State Board of Cosmetology Practical Licensing Exam for Cosmetologists. We are moving into the chemical services. Your chemical services will be performed on Mannequin 2, which is the same Mannequin that we did our thermal services on. So when we get ready to move to that segment, we are going to continue with our sanitation process, making sure that your area has been properly cleaned and sanitized. You should properly clean and sanitize before and after each service. Once you have cleaned and sanitized your area, I'm going to sanitize my hands to begin my setup because all of my tools, implements, and supplies I need are in sanitary order. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is lay out a towel to put my tools and implements on, because I don't like laying things on a bare surface. Okay? I have my chemical cake, my clips, my bowl, my mop product. I'm just going to lay out all of the things I'm going to need for this service. Okay? This will be part of your setup. Applicator brush. Go ahead and put out my gloves. If you lay everything out that you need and it's laying there in front of you, chances are you will not forget a step. Okay? Now that I have everything laid out, I'm simply just going to take my baggies. And I'm just going to lay them to the side. Okay? Now, again, this is Mannequin number 2 that we did that thermal service on. And as you notice, I have those metal clips in there. And we know we don't use metal with chemicals, so I am going to remove those metal clips and replace them with plastic clips, because the remainder of the services that you perform will be done on Mannequin number 2. So these clips that have already been used, they're going to go where? Into my soil implements container. Okay? All right. Also, this is not the proper drape for a chemical service, so I'm going to remove that. Okay, and then I am going to re-drape with a double drape because this is a chemical service. Okay, bring it around and fasten it. Nice and tight. Okay, we're going to fold down this little lip, nice and smooth. Then I'm going to take my second towel and double drape it over. Okay, and I'm just going to use a clip to hold it together. Okay, for this particular service, chemical service, highlighting, you are going to do a bleach retouch and foil highlightings in this front section. Top, front half of the head, this middle section right here. Okay? The first thing you're going to do is execute 3 foils. making sure you leave hair in between because it's highlighting. And then you're going to continue the rest of that section with the bleach retouch application. Okay? So, again, it's going to be performed in this section right here. So I'm going to go ahead. I have my mock bleach here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in my applicator bowl. In my color bowl. Okay? And then I'm just going to put the lid back on the excess product. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and put on my gloves because I've already sanitized my hands, and this is a chemical service. So for all chemical services, it is a requirement that we wear gloves. All right? So now that I have my gloves on, I am ready to execute the highlighting service. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and remove this clip. Okay? I'm going to start right here in the front, placing my foils. Now, when you are doing foil highlights, the section does not have to be really thick. When you take that slice, or you may choose to slice and weave, when you take that slice, you want a nice, neat, thin slice. So that when you place your foil, you don't have a big, bulky section of hair you're trying to replace in the foil. Okay? So, I'm going to pick up a foil. And I'm going to turn that foil down on the tail of my comb. I'm going to lift her head up a little bit. Okay? And then I'm going to place it right there. And I'm going to slide it. Then I'm going to pick up my applicator brush to apply the product. Okay? So I'm going to start applying the product. Once I have some product on the hair, I can turn it loose because the product will help hold it on the foil. So I want to make sure that that hair is evenly saturated with my product. Okay? All right? When I do foiling, I like to create little peaks and valleys at that new growth area so that it's not such a harsh line. Okay? All right, so once I have that foil in place and I made sure that all of the hair is properly saturated, then I'm going to give that foil a fold, and then I'm going to tuck each side. A fold and a tuck on each side. Okay? Again, this is highlighting. So that next slice, I am going to skip. Now, if you choose to weave it, to weave out your slice, that's optional. Okay? But I'm just going to do slices. So that next slice is going to be skipped. Okay? All right? And then the next section, I will foil. Okay? Nice thin slice. Get my foil. Place it on the tail of my comb. Place it at the scalp. Slide that comb out. Get my applicator brush. Create that peak and valley I was talking about. Apply my product. Making sure that the hair is evenly saturated. Go back, work in my little peak and valley. Okay, I'm going to give that foil a fold and 2 tucks. Right? Next section, slice, I'm going to skip. Okay, and then the next slice, I will foil. Placing that foil on the tail of my comb. Create that peak and valley, applying that product, making sure saturated evenly. Make a fold and 2 tucks. All right. So the remainder of this section, after you do your 3 foil highlights, the remainder of this section you're going to use for bleach retouch. Okay? For bleach retouch, I am going to assume I have 1/2 inch of regrowth, and I'm going to be utilizing 1/8 inch subsections. Okay? So, bleach retouch, I'm going to wipe my bristles off a little bit because I don't want to overuse product and I don't want to overlap past that 1/2 inch of regrowth. Okay? So bleach retouch, 1/2 inch of regrowth, using 1/8 inch subsectioning. And I'm going to continue that process until I complete that entire front section. Okay. One more slice and this section will be complete with my bleach retouch. Okay, and that's it. So I have my 3 foil highlights, and in the back part of that section, I have my bleach retouch, assuming that I have a 1/2 inch of regrowth, 1/2 inch of regrowth, and I have utilized 1/8 inch subsections. Okay? That concludes this particular segment for highlighting for the practical testing of the Mississippi State Board of Cosmetology licensing exam for cosmetology. Once you finish this section, the examiner will come over to evaluate you, and they will give you instructions on when to clean up, to move on to the next segment. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in a new video soon.